You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Always Open. I am your host, Barbara Dunkelman, and today I'm joined by three lovely guests, starting with...
Andrew Rosas.
Jessica Vasami.
And special guest...
Wait, why did I clap for myself? Hi, I'm Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Hello.
We'll clap for you.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Oops.
This is your first podcast, we found out right before starting.
Yeah,
gonna
it
be
is my
good.
first podcast.
You're doing great so far.
Oh, thank you.
Starting things off.
Flipped off the camera. That is the absolute first move everyone does.
Perfect.
That's exactly.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Andrew, Jessica, welcome.
Hello.
Very familiar with the Always Open audience.
Yes, love it.
You guys know them. You love them. Sue, this is your first podcast, your first time on the show. Could you tell everybody a bit about yourself and what you do?
Okay, hello. Where do I look?
You can look at us or at the camera.
I'll look at you, Barbara. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, I'm Sue. I like to collect frogs and knives and snakes.
Wow.
And spiders.
I love it. Keep going.
I did not expect that.
What? Really? Why not? What?
I don't know. I thought you were going to go about your Twitch streaming and all that stuff.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll wrap
sorry,
my-
I just got excited. You know?
Absolutely. No, I want to learn more about your knife and frog and snake collecting.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So where can people find you? You do some Twitch streaming and stuff?
So yeah, sometimes I do stream on Twitch, but I also really like YouTube. So Susu_JPEG on YouTube.
Awesome.
JPEG, JPEG.
JPEG.
Yep.
JPG.
Yeah,
JPG.
JPEG. Susie was taken, so I had to get creative.
Yeah. I love it. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you here.
I have a turtle.
You do have a
tortoise.
turtle.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Jessica has a pet turtle. Andrew, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're familiar with this.
Oh, I'm familiar with the pet turtle. Yes.
Yeah, it's a correct is tortoise because turtles are
right.
this ocean water
Tortoises
creatures.
are also way bigger, right?
Actually, that I don't know. She they can grow very big depending on their surroundings and whatnot. She's I'd say she's in something about around this size, but more of a rectangle shape. So she's this big.
Yeah, she's
wow.
she's like dinner roll sized.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a real
yeah.
dinner roll size.
That's a good way to put it.
That's
Yeah.
a respectable
A
size
king,
for a turtle.
yeah.
like two King's Hawaiians.
Yeah.
Just like
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love some Hawaiian rolls.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know they make full-size versions of those now.
That's a special treat.
Very dangerous.
What are their names? What are your
Yeah, do you have pets? Or are they just
No, they're just frogs that pay rent at my. No, they're my pets. Yeah.
I don't know, I guess when I hear I collect frogs, it's you get them, hang out with them for a little bit, and then release them back into the wild.
you get them, put little cowboy hats on them, take some photos, and then you shoo them out the door.
Oh no, these
Yeah.
frogs could not live in the wild. They're too fat, way too fat. Okay, so there's wait.
Same.
Oh my gosh, there's more actually. Okay, so there's Glorpo and Morpy and Blorpy and Plorp and Prego and Ragu.
How do you keep track of who is who?
love this.
They're all different colors. Not all frogs look the same.
That's
you know?
true.
You gotta learn to decipher the different frog patterns.
And Glorpy, Plorpy, Blorp.
Oh, you're already messing with
I know.
Barbara.
I don't know how you keep them straight, Sue. I don't know how you do it. I feel like I would be like Jack, Tom, Phil.
Steve, Fred.
Those are great names too.
Nina is your turtle name.
Yeah, she's a Russian tortoise. So her full name is, I can't get it right. Devin knows it, but it's Nikolina something. It's a Russian name, but I'm mad at the Russians right now. So
Yeah,
I won't talk about it.
she's a KGB sleeper agent. She's going to be activated any day now. Actually, I think the names of your frogs activated your tortoise. I think.
so.
It was the code. I knew it. Hello, welcome, comrade.
Now that is a nightmare. An army of frogs and tortoises.
Oh, I thought you meant being a sleeper agent.
that too.
This
What if one
one.
of us-
I
think you might be a sleeper agent. Let's activate her.
Okay, just
no.
start saying random words.
Plorpy, Plorpy, Malorpy.
One of my favorite things about tortoises is that you have to write tortoises into your will because they live forever.
Andrew.
They live 90 years.
We
So you're
have
just-
talked about this.
Do
me
they
and Devin.
actually?
Yes.
She's gonna live for 50 years, and me and Devin have talked about this. I was like, I know we're kind of attached to her, but I'm not going to keep her for the rest of my life. Which I don't know what you're going to.
She's gonna outlive you.
She will, and
You
just
could
like
live
your
50
frogs.
years if you just try.
Not me. No, but very similar. It's like my tortoise cannot survive in the wild. So someone is going to give it to like a 9-year-old boy to kind of feed and I don't know, mess with.
Just let it loose in a lettuce factory and say, go run boy.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
They have
Very
factory
slowly.
for lettuce?
Also known as a farm.
Probably more of a farm.
Yeah, that's okay.
Probably the wrong term for factory, but yeah,
Lettuce factory.
Yes,
Your delivery on that just tickled me so much. A farm.
A lettuce factory? Oh, you mean a field? You
farm
dolt?
field?
You mean outside?
Yeah, outside? Yeah.
I don't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and us either, as you could tell by
Yeah.
some of our very pale complexions.
Very-
Although, Jessica, you just went on vacation.
I did, and I got a tan. I got actually I got really sunburnt to the point where it's one of those where when you take a shower, like everything hurts. The slightest move, everything hurts. Yeah, because it's the first one coming out of hibernation. You know, so did not see the sun for months, and then saw the sun a few times.
A little too much.
A little too much.
Too many times. You
Got a little
overdid
frisky
it.
with it. So, and it hurt me.
Have you ever gotten such a bad sunburn that the marks of like the lines of the burn essentially stay on your body for months?
Yeah, that's gonna be this one. I think.
That happened to me. I was wearing like one of those like crisscrossy bathing suit backs.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Oh, yeah, I know what
the
you're
worst sunburn of my life to where a point where my skin was like raised.
Like boiled skin?
Pretty much
Like a hot dog.
like a hot dog, which is
Barbara,
what I
you
was
a
calling
human
myself.
hot dog?
I was a human hot dog, covered in mustard, just like Jessica.
Hebrew-
Definitely does not have a mustard stain on
Hebrew
it.
National.
Yeah,
Very kosher.
there you go. I was a kosher hot dog. But yeah, I had those like lines from where my bathing suit was for probably a year after because it was so burnt. I wasn't burnt that long.
But and you know, I wore sunscreen and even the good sunscreen, the zinc oxide, not the other crap, and that did not work.
yeah,
The mineral based.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and it just failed me. So here I am. now.
Sun too strong.
Yep.
it's true. Well, there's a little opening question I want to start things off with. I was thinking about this the other day of the phrase that's like, sure, sex is great, but have you ever tried so-and-so or blank or whatever it is? And there are some things I experience in life that are just so pleasurable. I just want to like bottle that feeling up and share it with everyone. So I would like for all of us to give your answer of like, what is better than sex, the best feeling ever? And I could start things off.
Yeah.
Kick it.
Go
yeah.
for it.
Stay with me on this one.
Yeah. give
I'm
it.
here.
Nice summer day. You're going for a nice swim in a pool. Water's cool, not too cold, very relaxing. You're all, sunbathed, wet from the pool. You get out, you take off your bathing suit. It's cold because you're in a house now that's probably air conditioned.
I'm there. I'm right there.
Taking
Yeah.
off the bathing suit, you put on a fresh, warm pair of sweatpants and long sleeve shirt and fresh socks. And it's just the most
Yep.
ideal, delicious feeling
I'm feeling it
in
now.
the entire world. The most
there.
comforting, warm, cozy feeling ever. The best.
Do you shower first?
No, I mean, it depends on where I am. So if
okay.
I go swimming like at a friend's house or something, usually not.
Yeah. Yeah.
They pee in there.
Yeah. They do.
pee.
It's their pool.
Hey, me too. So
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah.
watch out, friends.
That's a good one.
That is
That
very
is
good.
Very good.
The nap that is incoming in that situation
Then, yes.
is unfightable. The unfightable nap that you just like oh, I'm back in. Oh, what's that? A sports game on like a low volume I don't really care about. Good night forever. Like I am out.
Still light outside.
Andrew, and you're a snoozer, and I love it.
I sleep all
No,
everywhere.
I love it. I remember the days back in court. Just you snoozing. I love it.
Yeah, Andrew is a napper anywhere kind of
I
person.
love it. I envy that.
Yeah.
That's a
good.
special talent.
It really is.
We'd be like
We made a video where you were.
we'd be like filming something and it'd be like, all right, we're gonna have like a little stop down. It's like,
Yeah. We once filmed an entire video where Andrew was fast asleep on the couch in our office and we carried him on the couch out the door. And
Yeah.
he was fast asleep the whole time.
yep,
Wow, you're a
times.
perfect target to rob.
I am. Yeah.
You got some zingers
That's
over
what-
here, girl.
I have like I have 3 deadbolts, a chair. Like I have to like lock down my place.
I mean, I love it.
But
Dangerous.
I love so that is.
So better than sex? Yes.
Yeah, I that's a good one.
I mean, very good. Yeah, that is. You were describing every step of that. You're describing like I felt my feet on the cold tile floor. Like when you,
And then you get some warm socks on.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yum.
That's the business.
Jessica, what do you have one?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think one of the best feelings is knowing that when my work is done for the day, no matter what time that is, it could be 5, it could be 8, who knows? When I slam my laptop shut and I just feel the immense joy of like, and I'm out.
Yeah,
and
it's like that like 5:30, 5 o'clock time.
Boom, and I just slam it shut, and then I know I'm like, I'm gonna go smoke a bowl.
In California.
Yeah, in California, of course. I go to California nightly.
We don't do that here.
No, of course not.
Austin's pretty lax.
No, but I mean the mere fact of just like trying to again stay close to my boundaries when it comes to work, and I'm like, can wait till tomorrow. So
Yeah, this is
Honestly,
an
that's-
AM problem. Let me just go ahead and
I'm proud of you for that.
I try. It doesn't
there's
always work.
A lot of us and a lot of people in the world, especially in the United States, who don't have that boundary of like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever time you finish
hard.
work. I'm done for the evening. I'm going to have me time now. Rather than being like, I could answer a couple more emails.
yeah.
The thing is, though, I still have my email and Slack on my phone, and even though I have notifications turned off, I still find myself looking at it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
responding. I know.
It's
I need
hard.
to just stop. That's a me thing that I need to put better boundaries on. But when I follow them, it feels good.
It feels good.
I do
Feels
agree
better than
though,
sex.
That
Yeah.
closing of the laptop at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Good feeling.
Boom.
One of my favorite podcasts that I listen to, they have a guy who like communicates to the hosts through a soundboard, and will occasionally, to be mean, use the Slack notification noise on the podcast and to mess with the hosts. And every time I hear it in the podcast that I'm listening to, I do get this like
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Jolt of anxiety.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
Stop,
That's
stop.
the best way to put it. Of just like, oh God, my cortisol just rose 1,000,000%.
Yeah,
Jesus.
exactly. Yeah.
That's the opposite of a good feeling.
Yes, exactly.
Anxiety's good too, though, you know?
It is good in
The
some
adrenaline rush.
states.
Reminds
Yes,
me I'm alive.
that is true.
That's a good
You
way
feel
of thinking.
things.
I feel something.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
Are you getting
Yeah,
anxiety?
you get it.
My cortisol's through the roof.
Yeah, see? I'm helping.
Yeah.
What about you, Sue?
Okay.
What's your better than sex?
You know, when you get a new laptop or a new screened item and it has a little protective layer on it and you get to peel it off?
That's so specific and great.
Yeah, I know. But did you know that frogs also shed? And sometimes you can like peel this like shed skin off of your frog and then there's brand new frog underneath.
You are so funny.
And how is that funny? I genuinely like to peel my frogs.
Yeah.
happy.
Reptiles, yeah, they shed their skin and you get to peel them. And there's
Yeah.
and for some reason,
A frog's not a reptile.
oh, right, that's right, it's amphibian. But
Actually.
yeah, there's like I've seen I've been online, so I've seen videos. I've been online at least once in my life, so I've seen videos of like people peeling their like lizards and stuff like that, and it's like that weird. That's not weird, but I get that people get. I get people like
That get the satisfaction.
That get the satisfaction of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Is it
Yeah.
not in the same capacity, but like picking a scab?
Yeah,
know,
except
where-
it like all comes off. Sometimes in like one like
Andrew's not a fan.
piece.
Not the scab.
Wait, did you say you have a snake also?
Yeah, I have snakes too.
But the snake, can you do that with a snake, or they just shed themselves?
They're pretty good about doing it themselves.
Yeah.
My frogs are fat. They're lazy. They're vulnerable to peeling.
I know the feeling. I'm vulnerable to peeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just told us how you became a hot dog.
It's true. I feel like that should be the title of this episode.
It should. It
Vulnerable
absolutely
to
should.
peeling.
Anytime her frogs aren't singing "Hello, my baby," "Hello, my honey,"
Hello,
the top,
my ragtime gal.
they're very easy to peel. You just like
That's great. But that is a great feeling. Oh,
the screen. Ooh, love
Oh,
that.
I love that. The screen protector stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like the same for me, but I figured you unfrog havers would understand the screen.
I need a frog.
Next time you come on the show, I'll have a frog.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. We'll have
Next
some
time,
more
just bring
things
your
to talk
frogs
about.
too.
Please,
Love to meet your frogs.
Can we put that in my lower third? Andrew Rosas unfrogged. Unfrogged. I just want to, yeah, thank you.
Pure and unfrogged.
Pure and unfrogged. That's me. Okay, so yeah, sex is great, but have you ever thought someone sucked but couldn't prove it, and then it comes out that they are an awful person?
Oh my God. Why did so many people come to my brain,
brain, Andrew?
Literally, that is oh my God, like, so you feel so justified in your
Yes.
feelings when you're just like, see, I told you.
There are 3 people that just came to my mind. That's so.
There's a couple.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, I know that's weird and petty, but also bottle that feeling.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could- if there was you'd be like, I knew it.
And then also getting to experience that with like, if you have friends who feel the
Yeah.
same way about this individual and
Yes.
like you all get to
you all get to tag in.
bask in it, bask in the glow
I
of the
agree.
person being provenly awful.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than sharing hate with your friends.
I know.
Yeah. That is true.
It is true.
Yeah.
It's like some type of very cathartic feeling.
Because you feel justified that you're like, I have these strong feelings for this person. Like, and I'm trying to do a lot more self-reflection of like, is this just me? Is this my own insecurities? Am I projecting? But then when you're like, but there really is something. And then you find other people that are like, no, I see that too. You're like, oh, thank God, I'm not an insane person. I am, but
Right.
not on this thing.
It makes it
You
feel
know?
less like you're going crazy or it's something in your own head or like your own insecurities, like you said.
Yeah, I think it is as much like a shared feeling as it is the offloading of the anxiety of projection.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, it's like I can unyoke myself from that anxiety that we talked about earlier. So you're like, aha.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna do it again.
Oh, yeah. You're too far. My arms are too short.
It's true.
So yeah, that's
a good
that's
one.
my answer.
That's a really
good
good one. Yeah.
Well, if anyone listening, if you guys have some examples of things that are better than sex, please leave them in the comments. Just because I want to read them and feel that joy as
Yeah.
well. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into some questions that we have today. Some questions from our audience, which, by the way, if you are watching right now and would like to submit a question for us to talk about on the show, you could email us, alwaysopen@roosterteeth.com. We would love to hear from you and judge you, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Judge you nicely,
Nice.
potentially.
I'll judge you horribly.
Good. We got to have some balance. in it.
It's about balance, yes.
All right, so this question reads, I'm a male in my late teens, and I'm worried I don't last long enough in bed. My girlfriend always says that the length of time isn't an issue for her and that she doesn't think I have a problem there to begin with, but I've always noticed that foreplay is often far longer than sex itself, and I don't think I'm spending an overlong amount of time on that either. I suppose my question is, how would you judge whether sex has been too short or too long? Has this ever been a deal breaker for you in the past? And if I do last less than the normal, how would you suggest I get around that? Thanks for your help and all the laughs and support you give us on a daily basis. Now more than ever, it's massively appreciated. Well, we appreciate you and we appreciate your question.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank
vulnerability
you.
too. It's
Yeah, that's a vulnerable question.
That's great.
hard question to ask.
Yeah.
May I jump
Yeah,
in as
please.
a former male teen?
Go for it.
First of all, I need to ask yourself this question and be honest with yourself. Are you worried that you're not lasting long? Who do you want to last long in bed for? Is it because sex is great and you want to like make a good thing last that you enjoy with your partner and everything? Or is it because your mind has been poisoned by pornography and like
And media in general.
and media
Toxic
in general
masculinity.
that there's some like invisible threshold that you should be reaching for it to be counted as good? Because like longer doesn't necessarily equate good.
That's true.
Like
Sometimes it is the opposite.
sometimes can be the opposite.
where it's like, I'm in pain
Yeah.
at this point now. I'm cramping up.
Yeah.
I'm drying up. You know?
There's-
Yeah.
we're out of bedside water, for God's sake. So yeah, I would say, first of all, to start kind of asking yourself like that question is like, by whose metric are you sort of
Right.
like judging the length of time in bed you're spending? And second of all, if you're having a conversation about this with your partner, you're already doing the right thing, which is just like figure out what you and your partner want out of your sexual relationship. And that is the only metric you need to be like
Worried about. Yeah.
Like, so it's like, again, like if you're in good communication with your partner about the sex life that you're having, like length, time, intensity, like those are conversations. If she's telling you that like, hey, don't worry about it, and you trust her because you're in a good like communicative relationship, then like
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Like, I don't like,
As long as you both are satisfied,
Yeah.
that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
It's intimacy, it's satisfaction, and it's connection. And sometimes that could be achieved in 30 seconds and both people are happy.
30 seconds. Yeah, especially because they talked about foreplay and how, what did they say? Something about like foreplay was a little bit longer than the sex?
It's often longer than sex
is
itself.
Totally fine. Sometimes the foreplay can be amazing and then the sex is literally 2 minutes, and that's amazing. Because foreplay for women, I'm speaking for myself, and I think maybe a lot of women feel the same way. Let me know. But foreplay is for me more important than sex itself, because I have never, just putting it out there, have never had an orgasm just by penetration. You need all the work going on.
Cannot stress this enough. Foreplay is essential. So if you're saying you're spending more time on that,
Great.
round of applause. Great job. So yeah, take a lap. I can
Take a camera cut to see.
She's like
Bare minimum.
yeah.
What are you thinking on with this question, Sue?
Oh, this one's easy. It's too short if your partner says it's too short. If you want to last longer, think about dead dogs.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
that's one way to do it.
What if that's how I? Never mind.
See, I would say, yes. If you want to last longer, I would say take breaks. You know, like you don't have to be going the entire time. You could stop, maybe make out a little bit,
Have a snack.
Maybe a mid-sex snack. Why not?
Yep.
But I think that could actually go a long way.
Yeah.
The bed water. I'm telling you, yeah, exactly.
Stretch a little bit.
Yeah. Andrew, tell me your opinion on this, because also I know that like if this person also masturbates, there's also things that you can do in masturbation time to help you last a little bit longer as well. I don't know.
Like stop masturbating so much.
or masturbate before you think you might be intimate with someone, because I know that sometimes that could help people last a little longer if they are trying to achieve that.
Yeah, I mean, like it also depends on, and you know your body, but I think it also depends on like what your sort of refractory period feels like. And also like, listen, you're in your late teens. I'm pretty sure your refractory period is like seconds long. Like it's just like 19.
It's like with the spinach.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like those are the days. But
PP the Sailor Man.
There you go. That's him. He gets a little muscle on him.
Yeah. Like I just like a Navy ship on the dick. Anyway, they were always. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I would say yes. There. I don't know about like resistance training or like, rubbing one out before the main event to like make yourself last longer. I don't know that. I mean, I don't think I've ever done that. But like, again, I don't know. I think it really depends on like what you want out of it and why. And is it to last longer because like it's just like you
Is that what you sound like?
Yes, it's awful.
Wow.
No, it's like, all right, here we come. Here was a grand slam. Oh, bunt. Okay,
Yeah.
oh boy. Is it because it's not pleasurable? Because like, honestly, if you're like, oh, we do the foreplay, my partner gets off, we go to sex, it's 2 minutes, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
If your partner was like, oh, then like, again, that's a conversation you need to have. But like, I don't know.
If sorry, not to assume a gender here, but if your partner is satisfied and says they are satisfied,
Yep.
I mean, you need to trust that.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head that I think it's a societal or media pornography kind of insinuation that sex has to last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, hours, etc.
Porn is fake.
Oh my God, I have things to do.
Yeah.
Right.
The Johnny Sins of the world are athletes. They're putting in they're doing laps. They're in the gym. They're working out. They're like made to go. It's like, when you pull up that Pornhub window, it's like, oh my God, an hour-long video.
And
oh my
there's
word.
probably multiple takes too.
Absolutely.
Which you have to think about. Like they probably stop down.
It's a production.
It's a whole
full-on
deal.
production.
So again, yeah, if that's where you're taking your cues, I would say if you're taking your cues for lasting long in bed from honestly anywhere that's not in the bedroom with your partner in a like good communicative way, you're looking in the wrong place.
I don't know. I think my dead dog's idea was pretty solid.
Also-
That's a solid. Yeah.
Hey,
Also
sometimes
solid.
It's about finding what works for you.
Yeah.
Well, this other part of his question too that I want to address, especially for us three,
not you.
No,
says, I guess like, has this ever been a deal breaker for you in the past, having a partner not last very long in bed? For me, absolutely not.
No.
If anything, I prefer it to be more efficient, being the right word of like, I feel satisfied. My partner feels satisfied. We feel connected. We got what we want out of it and got our little thing in. And now we could go about our day or like whatever it is. Not like it's a chore.
Yeah.
But more of like, we're both satisfied. We're happy. I don't need this to last an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes a nice little like 5-10 minutes, all you need. That's it.
And I think sex is also summed up in a lot of ways when people are like, oh, we had sex for an hour. That doesn't always mean, and I know that means different for everybody, but like that doesn't always mean like pure penetration for an hour. It means like from beginning to end, like all the foreplay, oral sex, whatever it is, it's just like you're having this intimate, wonderful experience with your partner that maybe the sex, literally penetration, only lasted for like 2 minutes, but then everything else was like an exploratory adventure. And that's great.
I like your penetration moves. What you did there.
Yeah. So, but to answer, no, that has never been, because again, you're satisfied.
Right. What do you think, Sue? Ever been a deal breaker for you?
I just yell at them to do other stuff until I'm finished.
You know what you want.
Which is great. That's communicating to your partner in
important,
bed, and that's great.
Yeah, just tap. It's like, all right, let's
Next.
just, let's. I think I get why you addressed it to the three. Like, has it been a deal breaker? I don't know that on the other side that it's been a deal breaker in a relationship, because that's not typically the flow of information, so to speak. But
yeah, I think typically, traditionally, quote unquote, with sex, it's usually over for the most part when the penis haver finishes.
sure.
But it doesn't have to be that way either. Like for this person who wrote this question in, just because you ejaculate doesn't mean the sexual activities have to be over. You could still pleasure your partner in other ways. So it's,
Make them a snack.
Make them a
make them
that is pleasurable.
or make them a snack.
Yeah.
Cannibalism.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Now I've lost it.
No, I mean, like, not to give not to give too much of a peek behind the curtain, but yeah. Oh, I've definitely like foreplay, sex, more foreplay,
More play.
Flip sides on that disc on a record for all the children out there. Yeah, this is an LP. So
Sometimes you're just playing for a couple hours.
yeah,
You're just hanging out. Doesn't mean. And again, this sounds like it's between a male and a female identifying. Okay, so
there's also. I'm sorry. I also want to address one more thing before
Yeah,
we
you
hop.
mentioned my girlfriend. So
copy. Okay.
Cool. There's also something I wanted to address too before we hop out of this question, which is like, it sounds like they're in a good, maybe long-term relationship. So like, this is a partner that you've had for a while. And so, I was just going to say these kind of questions or these kind of thoughts, I don't think spring up in brand new relationships, perhaps, like, because you're probably running on new relationship energy, which is like a fountain that seemingly will never go dry. And then, you get like,
no pun intended.
yes, truly. And then, you get into sort of like the comfortable part of a relationship, which is nice because you exchange the like energy and spontaneity for something a little bit more interesting, which is finesse, and which is where like you actually have a partner that you're communicating with, where you really do, like I said earlier, kind of learn the combinations to each other's safes. And so then then once you have like the vocabulary, the sexual vocabulary within your relationship, that's when you can start getting Duolingo in there and like,
that's it.
I learn. I'm really off the rails with these analogies, but like,
love it.
But like, that's when you can sort of like, expand it or like do different things or try different things out that like, again, in a good communicative relationship, I think that like you're entering a really interesting and cool phase of a relationship where you can have these conversations and like, take it to the next level. So that's all I was going to say.
Yeah.
You're so young. I remember being in my teens.
It was awful.
Being horny all the time.
It was awful.
I never want to do that again.
No, me neither. Which is funny because at the time you're just like, I never want to get older. And when you get older, you're like, I never want to be
Oh
younger again.
God.
I was
Yeah.
excited to be old and mean.
Nothing's stopping you now, baby. Are you going to be one of those like old people who are just like yelling at kids walking down the street and like yelling at people in supermarkets and stuff like
yes,
that?
I can't wait.
Hitting people
I
with
love
your
it.
It's a
cane.
rite of passage when you get like a certain age, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, get off my lawn.
You're going to be a get off my lawner.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to get a bullhorn.
I've already called the cops on like my past neighbors for being too loud.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Starting
nice.
early.
Starting early.
It's starting early.
You're going to be old
Head
man
start.
yells at cloud.
Yeah. I'm only 34. This happened when I was like 33, so I was
Starts
even
early.
younger.
Head start.
All right, well, let's move on to another question that we have. And once again, as a reminder, if you have questions for us for the show, email them to us. Always open at roosterteeth.com. Do it. We've all been there. You walk into your favorite pet store, pick up a bag of dog treats, and look at the back and don't recognize a single ingredient listed. Well, Colorado Pet Treats, a woman-owned Denver-based company, is challenging the way things are done by creating single-ingredient dog treats without any fillers or preservatives. They keep things simple and transparent. When their ingredients list says chicken, they mean only chicken. Your furry friend gets exactly what you see on the label. And because their treats are single ingredient and come in a variety of flavors, they are perfect for any allergy-prone or picky dogs of every size. Now, I don't have any pets, so when I received my Colorado Pet Treats, I gave them to Griff, who I have a text message here from her, and it says, I don't know if I told you, but my dog goes ape shoot over those treats you gave me. I censored it for the ad read, but confirmed, dog loves them. I had a couple other friends take some treats for their pets, and they say they go absolutely crazy for them. They love them, and they want more. So we'll just have to get more. So stop settling for unhealthy, overpriced dog treats and make the switch to Colorado Pet Treats. Trust us, your dog will thank you, just like Griff's dog thanked us. Visit coloradopettreats.com and use the code OPEN10 at checkout for 10% off your order. That's OPEN 10 at checkout. Enjoy. Well, let your pet enjoy, not you. You know that 11 a.m. feeling, that after breakfast, not quite lunch, you're looking for a snack that's easy and filling, and you are so freaking famished feeling? If that's you, you need to try nuts.com. Nuts.com is your one-stop shop for freshly roasted nuts, dried fruits, sweets, pantry staples like specialty flours, and more. Their wide selection means there's something for everyone. I love nuts.com. They have chocolate-covered gummy bears, which are delicious. I didn't even know those were a thing. Their pecans are amazing. Their almonds are so fresh, so delicious. They have this healthy trail mix, too. That is one of my staples. Literally the best snacks. I've had people over who always compliment my nuts.com selection. So I got them on the nuts.com train, too. And you should be, too, because there's so much selection and they're all delicious. You could shop a la carte, or you could opt into a hassle-free auto delivery so that you never run out of your favorite items. Plus, they roast their nuts and pop their corn the same day it ships, so they reach you deliciously fresh. Nuts.com has been in the game since 1929, and with one taste of their treats, you'll see why. Right now, Nuts.com is offering new customers a free gift with purchase and free shipping on orders of $29 or more at nuts.com/open. So go check out all of the delicious options at nuts.com/open, and you'll receive a free gift and free shipping when you spend $29 or more. That's nuts.com/open. So this one reads, Hi, I need some advice. Am I overreacting? My husband and I both have a very busy work schedule. We're both in our late 20s with no kids. He has a lot of his own hobbies, and I don't have that many. He also has a lot of friends and goes out often with the guys. There are certain days of the week that he has weekly scheduled guys' nights. This doesn't inherently bother me, and I should clarify that I really love that he has this great group of friends and stays fulfilled with hobbies. However, there are times where I might be having a rough day or haven't seen him much that week and I feel lonely or miss him and ask if he could stay home or come spend time with me instead of going out for the second or third time that week, or leave his man cave to do something with me. I usually get a no, and although it's never really an urgent need of mine, I do feel hurt, especially if I'm having a rough week or miss him and wouldn't get to spend more than 5 or 10 minutes worth of time before bed with him for a few days. I don't know how to be more efficiently communicate with him that I need more time with him, or actually convince him to spend time with me over doing a hobby or going out? Am I overreacting? I don't know if I'm being overly needy or clingy or if this is a valid feeling. How can I navigate communicating these feelings with him? Should I stop taking it personally when he says no? Am I being selfish, and should I suck it up and find something to do on my own? Thanks for the help.
Whew.
Have you ever seen the movie Misery?
Sure.
I actually haven't.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's a good one.
She could always break his feet.
Yeah. 2 blocks of 2 cinder bar, 2 blocks of wood, 2 2x4s, either side of the leg hobble. No,
Yeah. I mean,
Wait, first of all, is
I
this
like
an-
that idea.
Is this this is not an am I the asshole one, is it?
No, it's
Okay.
just a question that we had written in, but I
Copy.
will say that your husband is being an asshole here.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Frankly.
yeah, that's
And I do not think you are overreacting.
Not at all.
In the slightest.
Yeah, he'd get the little asshole tag if he posted this on Reddit.
Yeah, sure would.
100% without question. And I was going to say, I have some great news. This guys like having guys nights and dudes nights drops off precipitously in your 30s. Like you're going to get like, you're going to wake up on the morning of your 30th birthday and it's like, I haven't seen my friends in 6 months. Like,
Also, I don't think the pandemic helped very
Good.
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So great news if you can stick it out for a couple more years. But no, I mean, like that is that's rough because like this would all I feel. Sorry, I jumped in on this.
No, please.
I feel like this all hinges around one part of that. This whole message is the no, is getting a no. It's like this is like no. A hard no is like so hard to. I mean, there's no negotiating with a hard no, and like
Right.
what kind of compromise is like happening in this relationship if you're like getting a hard no for like 2 or 3 nights a week with the guys?
Plus
My-
the man cave time alone.
Right.
which is also a term that just like chills me to the bone. But like, ugh,
I know.
Gross.
The fact that that term is still being
Yeah.
used in 2023.
yeah. And so I don't know. That really bums me out that like you're getting a hard no from this and it's not even a conversation.
Yeah, I think also like I gotta say kudos to you, person who wrote this in, for willing to be vulnerable to your husband and like try to communicate your needs to him, because it is tough when you're feeling lonely or secluded or kind of just like forgotten about in your own relationship, and to be able to voice those concerns without feeling like you're being a nag or like a bother to someone, because there's a lot of people who feel that way if they try to be like, hey, can you spend more time with me maybe? But like that is so important to voice those concerns. And the fact that your husband is saying no to you rather than like, I'm so sorry that you feel lonely, let's figure something out. Like, of course I'll spend more time with you, or of course I'll not go out tonight if you're having a rough day. Like that should not even be a question, in my opinion. Like, yes, there's compromise if there's something that's important to him, or like spending time with his friends is really important to him and it's something he needs to feel fulfilled and good about himself or happy in life. You're clearly happy that that's happening and like allowing him to have those nights and that balance in his life. But the fact that he's not even considering your feelings and your needs in this situation is very harmful.
Troubling. It's
Yeah.
troubling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
I'm
It's
He's got pocket tissues, and I have like a runny nose. So
I
he's
love
been
it. I knew that little
sneaking me
corner piece wasn't gonna be
tissues.
enough.
You have like the little hand signal of
No, it was just
give me the
itchy that
goods.
time.
yeah.
Allergies.
It is
Exhausting.
It is so telling in a good way that she has the self-awareness and I would just a relationship, not self-awareness, just like relationship awareness to like understand that like people having their own interests and like own hobbies and own things to do in a relationship is super important.
So important.
It's so important. And it's nice when like there can be some like, you know, shared moments. But that's the other thing I want to know. It's like, what do y'all like? You've just described both your lives separately. What is your life like together? Like, what do you do together? What is your quality time?
Well, it seems like she was saying that when he is there, it's like 5 or 10 minutes before bed that they would spend together, which I'm like, that is, at that point, you're just roommates.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Do you even
That was
like your
my
wife,
first
dude?
thought.
I know. That's kind of what I'm wondering too. Like, does he even like her?
That was my first thought when I when you read that was, they're acting like roommates, and it's totally fine that he has a friendships with his guy friends and has a room where I guess he can spend alone time. That's all fine. But you also have a partner, and that requires work and spending
Right.
time with them and communication. And just because you're husband and wife and you live together doesn't mean like, nah, okay, I'm done. It's like you're still in a relationship and you still made this commitment to each other, and you have to still keep that spark alive. This is how things start to like kind of dwindle after a while, you know, like you have to like,
If anything, this is where the work begins.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
Yeah.
you're starting a phase of your relationship that is like completely different, where two of you are sharing, you're like, you're cohabitating, finances,
Yeah.
like legal documents. There's documents now. Like,
there's definitely, you know, if you feel like you need some more hobbies or you want some, that's all totally fine too. If you feel like you need to go that route. But like Andrew was saying, the biggest thing here is the fact that he has said no to you. So again, you having hobbies and friends, him having hobbies and friends, all great. But when you come to him after having a rough week and you're like, hey, I need you right now because I'm having a hard day, he needs to be there for you.
Right.
Like that's how a marriage and just a good relationship works. He needs to be there for you.
Partnership.
It's a partnership.
And also, like, it's so important that you guys are friends too, and that you treat each other like friends, obviously, and, you know, partners, husband and wife, whatever you want to call each other. But like, ultimately, if you're like, oh, I want to spend time with my friends, it's like, I'm also your friend. I should be your best friend.
My partner's my best friend. I'm sure you're-
Same. What would be your advice, Susu, do you think, in this situation?
I guess nobody liked my advice of crippling him, but
I love it.
I see you. I see you. No.
thank you. Gosh, that sounds pretty tough.
Yeah.
It really just sounds like he's like, okay, I have a wife now. I don't need to put effort into this
Yeah,
relationship
I know.
because it's on paper she's mine forever.
Yeah.
But the boys, they need me because you know he doesn't want his friends to leave him behind, obviously. But you know his wife could leave him too.
That's actually
The wife is the best.
that is
bro.
a good point.
right.
She
Also,
could leave too.
I think that's a really important point to bring up too, because I think there might be this idea he has in his mind where, okay, now I'm married and all my guy friends probably think that I'm going to be like completely lost to our friendship and like just focused on my partner and just focused on my wife, which does happen sometimes with people who are in relationships where they get completely like essentially shielded in that relationship where you don't really see them anymore, or like absorbed, yes, and or like you only could do stuff if it's both of them,
Which
You
is
never
not
really
healthy either. It's good to have
It's a
time
balance.
away. It's a balance, yeah. Which is hard. A balance is hard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I feel like in this situation, no, you're not overreacting, to answer that question at
Nope.
all. I don't feel like you're being overly needy or clingy. If anything, I feel like you're being very lax on the situation.
Very, like, more than reasonable.
And you're communicating your needs, which is amazing. That's like the first step.
Yeah. And maybe there's a situation where, you know, if he has these scheduled guys' nights, you guys should have your scheduled date nights.
Yes.
I was just gonna say,
That's
if,
great.
if the time that they spend together is the 10 minutes before bed, if that is your quality time, but there are whole nights dedicated to the guys, fucking up big time. That is a catastrophic imbalance of quality time and emotional support that every relationship
100%.
man needs. And it sounds like he's taken this whole thing for granted. Like, so that's my very like cursory read on the situation. But yeah, caller, I'm referring to as caller, you're not being unreasonable. Your feelings are valid. And that would also, would bum me out as well, because there's clear, it sounds to be from this email that there is a significant imbalance.
Huge imbalance. Although I do think, you know, she mentioned, should I, you know, find something to do on my own, hobbies, whether like things of that nature. And I do think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think always having something that you could call your own, whether it be painting or writing,
Oh, thank
or you know, like, or like a show that only you like to watch, or something that you could just spend your time doing where you don't necessarily need the company of someone else. I think that is very important, and just good for your own mental health and your own time of being content with yourself. But the fact that you're spending 5 or 10 minutes with your husband a night,
Yeah.
and he's with his friends most of the time,
Yeah.
is unhealthy.
As you're like, Yeah, so good day, cool, good day, great. Oh, awesome, great.
And you're like, actually, I
I
had a
also
terrible
say
day.
like she could also kill his friends too, right?
Oh yeah,
was like,
yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. Now I'm liking where this is going.
Ping pong ball, fill it with gasoline, put a tape over it, put it in.
Listen to our advice.
Yeah, or maybe they could try to find a hobby they could do together.
That's great. That's a
Yeah.
great yes.
Yeah, what's going on? Say hobbies. What's going on in this like man cave? Gross. What's going on inside this room? Is he like
Sports.
he's
Just sports
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
it's sports.
Balls.
Yeah. Cause like I definitely understand because like I paint and I understand like getting in the zone. Like when you like the world kind of disappears and you're just like hyper focused and you're like, oh, like 6 hours have gone by on a Saturday and I'm like, I haven't stood up. And you're like, oh, so I understand like getting in the zone. But when your wife is like, hey,
I'm
honey,
a little lonely.
Yeah.
do you want to watch Law and Order SVU with me? Like, yeah, go watch some SVU. Do it.
Yeah. Make a charcuterie board.
yeah.
Yes, I love
That's a
cheese.
great hobby. I actually love
Me
charcuterie
too, I
boards.
love cheese.
But I like. I will piggyback on what Barb said, and it's like, yes. Also, yeah, get like discover a journey of self-discovery and what like interests you, and like what hobbies like can also provide some a psychic balm will also help you. I think balm with an L will also help you as well. Sort of, I think, get to know yourself better. Which is always super helpful in kind of like triangulating, what you want out of your relationship as well.
And don't be afraid to ask for what you need. I think there's this mentality, especially like when you're young and dating and in a new relationship or whatever type of relationship. I hate this term, but like to be like the cool girl.
I was just thinking that.
Like, of course, yeah, go spend time all the time you want with your friends. Like, well, I'll be here. Like,
I'm
you
totally guilty of
go
that,
out
for
for
sure.
the boys' night, all that stuff. But then if it's like, oh, but actually, like, I kind of want to also spend time with.
And that's okay. Yes, that is okay. So you communicating your wants and needs is great. Like props to you for even doing that. So,
I'm
good
solo
job.
maintenance. I'm not even in this relationship.
Yeah.
Go date other people.
Don't get it. I'm fine. I'm gonna disappear into a cloud of smoke. Just bye.
Go bring her home and lock yourselves in the bedroom. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
But that effort to be like solo maintenance that you don't set good boundaries or like set expectations for like.
And if you're afraid of setting those boundaries is going to cause them to like want to dump you or like end the relationship, then okay.
Alrighty.
That is not a good, healthy situation to be in.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with divorce.
They'll be 60 and resenting each other, and then you'll take my advice of killing him.
Exactly. Don't.
When do we get from injuring to just straight up
This is
murder?
the
I
balance
just took it
need.
there.
We need this balance. That's great.
Because like precisely, it's like a little arsenic tea, and when you're like 80, you're like
I wanted to do this years ago.
Yeah.
they'll never send an 80-year-old woman to the chair. I got this in a bag.
Yeah, there's
But she's also
cyanide
smoking
in
a
apple
cigarette.
seeds.
That's right. You can boil them down. Yeah.
Really? Yikes. Good to know, but
I
also
love that you know this information.
Yeah, I always like to
You
keep
gotta
abreast
keep up.
with
You
the
have
best
to. You have to.
murder methods.
Just in case.
you're always prepared.
Always
You're like a
prepared.
Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Title of the episode: Boy Scout of Murder. Oh my God.
That's the one. Well, yeah, good luck. This is a really shitty situation that I'm sorry that you're dealing with.
Keep us updated. I really want to
Please
know
do.
the outcome of this. So please keep us updated.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are going to be our questions for today.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Everyone?
Hopefully we helped in some
Andrew
way.
and Jessica, thank you for being here.
Of course. I love it.
Stu, thank you so much for joining us
And I was
today.
trying to clap for you guys, not for myself. That was really bad timing. Oh my God.
You were
Thank
a
you for having
joy.
me.
I was a
Happy to have
delight.
you.
I loved hearing about your turtle.
Anytime do you live here in Austin?
I could.
Oh,
potentially.
I mean, your walls.
I'll send you pics.
I
of
can't wait
Nina.
to see that.
Okay.
Perfect. Cool. And just as a reminder, where could people find you? Are you on Instagram, any social media, Twitch, all that stuff?
Unfortunately, like all of them.
All of them.
Oh yeah.
I know the feeling. What's your handle that people can find you at?
Susu, then the underscore, JPG, JPEG. JPEG.
Perfect.
Yes.
Got it. All right.
I
Well,
did not think that name through.
I love it. No, it's adorable.
Like unpronounceable.
It's unique, which is all that matters.
Oh, thank
People
you.
will find you very
You're
easily.
so positive, Barbara.
I try.
Ting.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Love it.
Susu, especially thank you for joining us as well. And thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Always Open. We will see you next week. And don't forget to subscribe to the All Good No Worries channel. We will see you next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that episode of Always Open. If you liked it, share it with a friend and make sure you're subscribed to the All Good No Worries YouTube channel where you can see this show every Tuesday, as well as tons of other shows like Cozy Couch, a very cozy, cute, nostalgic gameplay show with our friends BK and Kai. We love you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.